Alright, well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to Heart Divine 4, The New Order, Last Days of Europe, as the Russian Federation. Now, in the last video, we went to war with Germany, and we actually were doing pretty well. I mean... Oh, hi! That's what Turtle's talking about when he said we need to, garrison the north, it seems. I was about to say we have about 500,000 casualties versus the almost, well, we've killed 3 million Germans. Which, is a little nutter butters, if I do say so myself. Which I do. Because it came out of my mouth. And that is how, language works. And so, we already took back Moscow, which is a very big. 3 million Germans. Still not enough, if you ask me. Oh, so that guy was overran anyway. Damn straight, that's rookie numbers. You know, Manor, I'm glad to see ya. Still a little confused why you're awake at this time, but I'm not gonna complain. I mean, maybe you took a nap. I mean, I know I took a nap. Okay, so it kind of looks like our front line got reassigned to here. That's not the worst. I mean, we got Astrakhan. Real quick, I'm gonna take these guys. I'm gonna give you to Ivan Tarsov. And we should really go ahead and do something about all this nonsense. Basically just died because I've been walking around Museum of the City Center most of the day. Ah, shit. Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do for, your lady friends. That's pretty good, though, you know? So we got that encircled. Okay, we can go ahead and rally the people next. We must remind the population who we are fighting for. Okay. We are fighting for the Muscovites who have been displaced from their homes to make way for the settlers and treated as subhumans in their own land. We fight for Caucasus, who have long endured segregation and oppression at the hands of the Reich. We fight for the Ukrainians, whose land has been reduced to nothing more than farmland for the Reich. We fight for the natives of Aslan, who watch on helplessly as their homelands are colonized by their oppressors. We fight for the liberation of Eastern Europe, no matter the cost. Our step count is over 17k, which is pretty... Oh, damn, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's pretty high. Shit. God, that reminds me of a time, I was talking to one of my, Okay, so we'll get rid of that. I was talking to one of my, should probably actually do this research shit. I was talking to one of my fans in Discord who said that he was gonna do 20,000 miles, 20,000 steps a day. It's like, why the fuck are you doing that? It's like, well, I want to lose weight. Like, no, you don't You don't do 20,000. Where'd you get that idea? Well, they say you should do 10,000, so I want to double that. No, they say you do 10,000 because that's a decent normal amount. It's not how you do that. You know. Good-hearted fellow, you know. But bit of a silly little choice there. I can okay, we do have the porn more money, it seems. So I think turn like 750 calories. Oh, there you go. We'll push them back to there. And how are we doing? The people are still supportive. We still have our majorities. I'm not too worried. Move into Archangelisk. That'll cut their supply off. They did naval invade the Arctic. So not a bad move by them. I think Turtle literally did fucking warn me to garrison there. But I did not care enough to do so, and I'm sort of regretting that. Not sort of, really, not too much. Looks like we can get working on some pushes over here, though. Which is nice. And, so they have the, Peninsular. Take out this one guy. There we go. And then we'll just let them have that little bit of territory. I'm not too worried about that. They're doing a decent push in Iran, actually. Which is funny to me. How are we doing air-wise? Okay. Are there any more fighters we can throw into, let's try to... If we can get green air going, that'll be pretty big. I mean, contesting the skies is okay. We can work with that. Oh shit, I guess they do have, military access in Finland. That is a bit of a problem. So we do now have a possession of that territory. Well, Kostroma has been here since from the eerie beginning. Kostroma had stood since before the founding of Russia herself, endured a time of troubles and the horrors of occupation. From warlord state to the front line of Russia, Kostroma braced itself for the task ahead. Sergei Bolshakov stood at the steps of City Hall, observing thousands of people cheering on columns of soldiers from Kostroma Divine Rifleman Brigade. Once he had been a toppled warlord. Now he stood as the legal elected mayor of Kostroma, side by side with his friend Nikifor. As they watched the sons of Russia march proudly through the streets of their native city, each step taking them closer and closer to the Third Reich's frontier. You know, seems like just yesterday we would have done anything to stay at peace. Now you're cheering as we send our boys back into the meat grinder. How can you support this, Sergei? Have a little faith in the cause. Our sons aren't marching to die. They're in the front lines to fight for freedom. How can you expect them to fight such a battle if we can't show them our most sincere gratitude? They prepared to make an immense sacrifice. How do you expect them to have a will to face this great challenge without their family's support? Bolshakov turned his gaze at the flag bearers in front of the closest company. One held a tiny flag of Kostroma. Before him, the strongest soldier of the company bore the tricolor of the Federation high in the air. Wind caught toward the flag, threatening to throw it from its perch, but the thin fabric held. I get that. But Sergei, with everything that's happened since the fall of the old Union, Russia's not as strong as it once was. You're right. Mayor Kostroma spoke, a wide smile on his face as he turned to face his old friend. We aren't as strong as we once were. We're stronger. Okay, next. Work with the Russian partisans. Okay. Throughout the war, the partisan forces deep within the occupied lands of the Reich had hindered the Nazi war machine at every turn. The Federation must cooperate with the most significant of these rebel groups and inflict maximum damage against the Wehrmacht. Partisans within the liberated lands will be conscripted into the All-Russian Army and join the Federation in the fight of our land from the tyranny of Germany. Excellent. I think I'll get a unit of these guys deployed. Let's see if we can't wipe them out. We got them out. And we got these guys out as well. We got a kind of narrow corridor over here for Act to do stuff in. But the front line's kind of getting simpled out. It's getting a lot smoother. Oh, they got the big tanks over there. Shit. Didn't even mean to. I was thinking a smaller encirclement of one province, but we got the two provinces off instead. Yeah. I think Paulusburg is going to fall soon. Yep, exactly. Just chipping away at them. Inch by inch. Brick by brick. And what do we want to get working on from here? Engineering? It's not much to do there in that front. Well, we can do this. Let me get working on this at a time. a little ahead of time, but kind of head on an okay amount of things, so I'm not too concerned. Yeah, it looks like we got one of their thick-ass tanks encircled. And it's dead. Ah, God. If I didn't already feel November, I would do it to this. This is amazing. Look at all these encirclements. Fuck. All that run. Just overrun. Now, how are we doing up here? We could be doing better. Actually, you're up and for that one. Reddit would bust a nut. Probably. I mean, I'm not even doing this for probably most effectively. Turtle kept saying, oh, keep him 2 to province, 2 to a square. And I'm not doing that. I'm still fucking reaming them. We're moving into Paulusburg. Can't quite do an encirclement there, right? These are the lame, the lesser infantry. They are weak 20 wits. They cannot handle the full force. Of, Oh shit, we're already close to fucking St. Petersburg. Well, let's go. Give him a little sense of security there, and then fucking push him in. Look, they're falling back. They fucking know what's coming. Me. There we go. Let's call upon the OFN. The OFN is a natural ally in a struggle against the Reich. Well, asking him to get involved directly in conflict would be asking for too much and only push the conflict closer to nuclear annihilation. There's still much they could do to assist us in our struggle against Germany, such as selling us for weapons and calling upon volunteers from America, Canada, and Australia to join the front line and aid in the fight against the Nazis. Comrades, welcome to the 3rd Combined Workers' Congress of the occupied Moscovian region. Pobeda Sidorov announced with a smile. He stood tall in the splintered tree stump in the middle of Bitsa and Forest. His audience was nearly 400 partisans, soldiers, and rebels. Not one of them had taken a bath in months. Just the way he liked it. Our first order of business is a proposal from... Hold it! A woman cried. Oh god, it was Adina. Our first order of business, and indeed our only order of business, should be the reintegration of revisionist elements into this Congress, into the People's Army of Liberation. Idea Vladimirovna Golubev. Every time we speak, you insist on trying to start fights over revisionism. Can't we focus on the Germans for a moment? No, we can't. How can we liberate the people of Moscow without first building a proletarian social platform? How can we claim to be freeing the people of Moscow without offering them a path to freedom, a comprehensive social strategy, and a plan to build socialism? Very well. Let's take a vote. How many of you consider Bukharin a revisionist? A third of the assembly raised their hands. Now, how many of you consider yourselves Bukharinisti? 150 of the assembled men and women raised their hands. How many of you consider yourselves anarchists? 80 hands flew in the air. How many Trotskyists? 50. How many Stalinists? 44. How many Luxembourgists? 33. And that one had a question. How many Maoists? 76. How many Syndicalists? 22. Nearly all of them anarchists as well. And how many want to see those goddamn fascists out of our country? Every hand on the floor stood tall like a monument, offering unity and support of their comrades in arms. Thank you. On the basis of democratic centralism, this Congress's first item of business will be to effect the destruction of the Nazi armed forces in the area with the long-term goal of reclamation of the heartland of the proletarian revolution. Comrade Golubev, do you have any suggestions? Let's get down to business. There are Germans to overthrow. Oh, that's actually a pretty fun event. I like that one. Let's do elite forces. Like, oh Jesus, fuck! They're invading fucking Vorkuta. Why? Okay, Moscovian is about to collapse. 44 is an uncomfortable amount of sullenness, to be fair. True. Very true. At this point, get pushing, boys. Just kind of let them do naturally on their own. There we go. Collapse the Russian puppets. Oh, God. Make sure to cut Kazian off. Smart, smart, smart. Although they do have Crimea. So that's going to require some changing up. Kick some ass, boys. And there goes Moscovian. Okay. Real quick, I think we got to redo a couple of the front lines. Well, I mean, that's the big one for now. And we can keep doing this. We'll keep this going for a bit so we can get this cleaned up. You guys, I would like... No, I'm going to go with what Mannerheim suggested, which might be a fucking horrible idea. Kind of what he suggested, at least. I'm going to go into Caucasian. For the offensive line, very general sort of push. You should probably go over there. True, yeah. That is a very good point. And then this is just where we kind of just start crushing pockets. This brings a tear to my eye. These particular oil fields remain supply of oil, tanks. Right, yeah. I mean, the resources doing a pretty decent job. The oil's sort of here-ish. Taking a lot of the resources here as well. It's a hard battle so far, but it's one being well fought. Relatively well fought. We're doing good, at least. And then crush those guys, and then you guys can go somewhere else. How's the casualties? We're almost at 1 million. They're almost at 8 million. Okay, so we have just about... Let's see. It was 6 million Jews in the Holocaust, approximately. We've already avenged all of those. 8 million more. True. Okay. So remember what's at stake. Some of our generals are worried about possible German counterattacks. I say let them come. Our forces do not fear the Wehrmacht. The average German soldier is slow and weak without his meat shield. It's no match for the mighty all-Russian army. Whatever they attempt to attack, they shall be met with a shower of lead rained down by line after line of patriotic young men, Russian men, arms at the ready, all willing to lay their lives down for the good of the Federation. The all-Russian army shall march onwards, unrelenting. Alexander Pekrishkin. Man, Pekrishkin's really being a G. I appreciate him. Oh god, not the Danish cavalry. Not the poor Danish cavalry. A ship loudly announced its presence on the port of Magadan. A flag flew in the windy sky. 6 blue stars, a yellow and green stripe, and a giant blob of blue. The ship comes from the city of the Opera House, Sydney, and land down under. A megaphone sounded in the air. "Good day, mates. This here shipments of guns comes from Australia. Help you kick crowd ass." Ivan couldn't understand a single thing the man was saying, even though he knew some English. He looked bewildered. This is a shipment, yes? Are you deaf? That's what I just said, mate! The captain of the Australian ship responded. Yes, okay. Give us the gun, please. Ivan responded nervously. The crew of his ship unleashed boxes and boxes of rifles and ammunition for the Russians to use. An Australian crew member stopped on his way to talk to Ivan. Promise me you Russians will put those kraut wankers back where they came from. Ivan silently nodded. Bloody oath, mate. The Australian violently shook Ivan's hand. Come on, get back to work, one of the Australians commanded, slapping the other on the back. Ivan was confused, but ignored it. As things went back... If they went back to the ship they came from, Ivan could only think one thing. He never heard such a peculiar accent. But it is what it is. They're part of the OFN, which has lent its hand to the Federation in its war against Germany. Ivan decided not to comment on their accents. If your gun should be plenty use. A renewed lend-lease, another helping hand to our Federation. Oh yeah, they did land in St. Petersburg. That's a bit unfortunate. Shit. We're actually kind of losing guys there. We lost one or two there. This guy's actually encircled, which is a bit it's a little messy, I'm not gonna lie, but we're doing good work anyway. And I'll leave it. This isn't a bad place to leave it. So I'll see you folks on YouTube next time.